and welcome to episode 3 of Treehouse Villains. I'm your host, Grandpa Kato. I'm joined by
King Nucci.
What's up, my dude?
What's up?
Today we're going to talk about a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons, D&D, and see what else it leads into, because it usually leads into a bunch of other stuff.
A bunch of other bullshit.
So we're pretty familiar with Dungeons and Dragons. We've got
enough.
A couple games that we do throughout the week.
I think so.
I
do one. I've kind of dropped out of one complete game.
Well, not really. I think the other one was kind of just to kill time, and that one Damien doesn't really have much time for anyways anymore.
Right, right.
And so, I mean, that was more of a one-off game.
I don't know. I had a cool character, but I'm like so ADHD with it that like I really have to like bring myself to play.
It's alright.
But it's fun while I'm doing it. You know, this is just how mental shit works, though, I guess.
It happens, whatever, you know. But we do have our main game. We do have our main game on Tuesdays.
Tuesday night. Usually, that's when it happens.
It's supposed to be in person, but with what's going on in the wonderful world of Corona.
Yeah, it would have been in person in the before times.
I mean, we did have in person, and it was fun. It was awesome.
It was great. But you know, this the COVID-19 pandemic, right? That's what they're calling it.
Yeah, whatever. The sickness.
Down
with the sickness?
I don't think most people are down with the sickness. You know,
I think that everybody's pretty much done with it.
I think people are really down with the sickness. Like everybody's pretty much losing their mind right now.
So back to our Tuesday game. I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm rolling a bard right now, a bard fighter, and I think we're level 6.
Yeah, and I'm a turtle.
Yeah,
sorcerer turtle, who's pretty bad at stealth.
Super bad.
I'm really bad at the rolls too. I mess those up a lot.
Rolls, yeah, that's it, man. That's chance. Chance is just like eat a D. 20.
Basically, I'm every once in a while I can kind of keep up and contribute, but for the most part it's kind of like, you know, my roll's coming and I'm gonna mess something up.
The thing about the thing I feel about your rolls is that your contribution is pretty big, or it's like not at all. Like there's no mid contribution. It's just like the turtle has so many skills. You know, like the water breathing and like, what's your class? A cleric? What is your class?
A sorcerer.
Sorcerer?
Yeah. He's a fisherman.
Right. So he likes to tell really long stories, but I think Grandpa has a bunch of real good spells that when they do work, it's like, okay, this kind of changed the gravity of the game today. Like Shatter. Well, you have Shatter that...
We use that on everything.
On everything.
Everything.
And it
locks.
Works. It like always
people,
works.
Monsters.
Doors.
Whatever. Just use it.
Just use it up.
Bust it up.
I'm really pissed because I have a bard. And I thought I was like playing my character because I'm kind of a comedian. You know, I kind of make people laugh. But I need to make up some songs about our adventures.
I mean, it's part of the game, right? You got time to think of it.
I guess, you know.
You got until Tuesday.
Now, why did you look at your watch when you did that?
Because it tells me what day it is.
Oh, yeah, right. You have a Gundam watch. You have what's that?
It is Digimon. A Samsung Gear S3.
It's Tamagotchi
smartwatch, and it's pretty damn fancy.
It's got a nice leather strap, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Bought that off of Amazon for $12.
Yeah.
I think it was $11.98, free shipping.
I think it's important to have ranged weapons when you're like a fighter or a rogue, or like if you play any character. I have 0 ranged weapons right now, and I have a longsword and it's completely weak. It's just whack.
Well, you know what that means. You need to find something with some range.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we'll get somewhere where we could find something with some range.
I mean, what you can do is maybe use a dagger, because you can throw daggers.
You can't throw a dagger.
Yeah, you can.
You need to have throwing daggers.
You can throw a dagger.
I could throw a dagger?
Yeah.
I never thought. I did think of it. I just thought you couldn't do it.
You could throw a dagger.
All right, I guess I'll start throwing my daggers. I wanted to throw swords because that's cool, right?
Yeah, but then you're unarming yourself, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to injure anybody.
Well, I mean, throwing a dagger doesn't mean that either.
I mean...
Well, I did just get some cool spells. What did I get? I got a couple spells. I wrote them down somewhere. Which is stupid. I didn't write them on my computer.
So, I just looked this up real quick, and it says, if you throw a hand axe, you use your strength. But if you throw a dagger, you can use either your strength or your dexterity, since the dagger has the finesse property.
Right. So yes. Okay.
So you just chuck it.
Right. I mean, I wish that I have like a whole lot of sleight of hand, a giant sleight of hand modifier. I just want to try to figure out how to use more of that.
I mean, sometimes Google is your best friend.
I know, right? Let's see.
So while he's doing that, he's going to do a little check on some kind of sleight of hand modification for his Dungeons and Dragons character, which happens to be a giant red-headed bard who's supposed to be a fantastic singer and comedian. Usually that skill of making people laugh or monsters laugh is
the entertainer.
Kind of got us not out of much.
No, it hasn't done anything.
It's done nothing.
I think it's inspired us to go on through the dark dungeons that we traveled through.
I mean,
I think it actually contributes a lot more than you think. So I think it does really well for the team. So
I mean, as a team, I think we do really well. Considering we were kind of thrown into our game, because when we started, our game nights are in Cambridge, Porter Square, and when we first started, it was with a slightly different group of people. One other guy, but he didn't end up joining us for the online campaigns once the whole quarantine lockdown stuff started happening. So picked up a couple of other friends that I met, and it's actually worked out really good because we all kind of, cover our flaws from somebody else.
Yeah, we balance. I think we balance each other out pretty well.
Definitely.
There's a good array of characters, but I feel like we have yet to really hit our stride. There was a cool chase last game.
I mean, that was cool.
That was pretty fun, and yep. I think we all aced that one.
We did, but I want a longer chase. I felt that it was a little just too short.
It was a little short.
Those rolls went quick.
They did go quick. That was definitely a cool experiment.
It was. And just to let everybody know, the chase was kind of like a new mechanic that we're getting tested out on.
Our DM was working on.
Yeah, and so,
it could be harder.
It could be harder.
In the future.
And what we do is we roll the dice to see if we can outroll the person who's basically chasing us.
Right, and we get 3 rolls.
Yep, and we have to try to beat the other chasing party's 3 rolls. If we end up failing, then we could end up in a fight or end up hurt or losing a character.
Right.
And it was actually pretty fun, and hopefully we can move that forward in different games.
Did we mention we're playing 5th edition, right?
We just said we were playing Dungeons and Dragons, not necessarily what edition.
So we're playing 5e. Dungeon Dragon. I think it's important to distinguish.
I guess so,
right?
because a lot of people don't. I mean, there's people play
who's
every
not playing
edition.
5th edition, right? Now. Well, we got actors and shit playing.
Yeah. I mean, was it Wizards of the Coast are actually doing like a charity game with a bunch of actors and, famous people, and they're going to sit down and play some Dungeons and Dragons live so people can join in and watch or listen to their campaign and see how that goes. If you haven't seen a game of Dungeons and Dragons or played, or you're just unaware of how it works, why not just do a quick Google? You could look up Dungeons and Dragons charity, and it should bring you to what will be happening. And it might be a little interesting or give you something to do while you're home or don't have anything to do or looking for something to do. It might introduce you into Dungeons and Dragons and hopefully get you involved in some way if you are interested.
Yeah, play D&D. It's fat. You know what's actually, I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk about the usage of saying Dungeons and Dragons. Like, are we able to put that in?
You can say whatever you want.
Okay. So I figured something out so I looked at this board and the question was, are you able to steal something mid-combat using your sleight of hand modifier? And the answer I found was anyone can attempt to use sleight of hand to steal something mid-combat. For most PCs, this will require their action to make this attempt. Others may be able to use their bonus action. So I feel like I could be stealing people's shit mid-combat.
You should.
And that's
try to steal their weapon right out of their hand.
Just boop, that's mine now.
And then kill them with it.
And then
I mean, is that you?
Boop.
That's the sound effects?
That's the sound effects.
When you kill someone?
Zoop, zoop, diddy, boop. Bow.
Bang.
Da bop, bop.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake. Okay, so that's cool. That's something cool to find out. So there's always like a bunch of different facets to what you could do in D&D because it's so freeform.
Not only that, there's literally hundreds of pages of information.
Yeah, and my problem, folks, is that I don't like to read a lot.
I mean, it happens.
And I do. People are like, oh, no, doesn't read a lot.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to read. The only stuff you have to read is what would pertain to your character. And right. If, you're interested in a certain race or monster or even human type, then you don't have to do much reading. Maybe like 2-3 paragraphs, and then everything else is made up in your imagination.
Right. I don't know. I like Dungeons and Dragons. Everybody should play it. I think that it's making me a better person deep inside my soul. I'm better for it, and you probably will be too if you play. And that's just a fact. It's been written somewhere.
It's written in.
I'm about to write it down now. I'm about to write it down now. So
it'll be on the blog. It'll be on our Twitter. Play Dungeons and Dragons. It's a fact. It'll make you better. Facts.
Straight facts.
Like 2 flats on a Cadillac flat.
Bang.
Bang, bang. So, but when you get into a game, it's always different because you have no idea what the dungeon master, aka the DM, is kind of going to throw at you or has in store. You kind of have an idea of what you've already done and what you kind of want to accomplish, but when you start the game,
that could all be thrown out the window.
Oh, right away, because I've had something that I've wanted to do and I can't do it at all because
it's like, no, sorry, not today.
There's no chance.
There's just not even a platform for some of your plans.
No, and it's just like, just get out of here. You suck. You're bothering me, kid.
Yeah, you kind of have to strategize on the spot. Like you'll pick a spell, or you'll level up and you'll get an item and you'll be like, oh, sweet. Next time I want to use this for A, B, and C.
Yeah.
But depending on the next session, you probably won't be in a spot to even use it. So,
I mean, you know what that is though? It really makes you critical think, and it
thinking up things on the spot,
out of the box. It's basically trying to solve a puzzle that somebody is trying to make it unsolvable at the same time.
Right.
And so it's fun. It's engaging. You laugh, you cry.
Yep.
Lose an arm. I think I lost an eye last time.
Did you?
I did. I lost an eye. He said my eye fell out.
No. You didn't lose an eye. Did you lose an eye?
Lost an eye. I gotta figure out how to get it back.
That's tight, man. Maybe you could get some sort of cool weapon eye.
Maybe I can get like a crystal or something.
Like put like a rune in there that helps you see or some shit. That would be sick.
We're already brainstorming, trying to figure out the next.
Critical thinking, man. I need to get like a crossbow or like some throwing daggers. If I could get some throwing daggers, that would be tight. Or find a way. Is there like a? You know what? I'm gonna look it up.
You know, he's going down the rabbit hole again. It happens.
It's gonna be happening.
So he going down the rabbit hole. We've been talking about Dungeons and Dragons and how it gets your mind thinking, critical engagement with other people. We do play online. We play using a website called Roll20. It's fun. It gives you a way to upload basically maps, and it puts tiny little 1-inch squares that you move your character around, and you can add shadows, and basically you're running through your story online, and you can kind of see a representation.
Roll20 is great because it does half of the role playing for you, like the background or your distance relative to your enemies or your allies. It shows you the shadows. It lets you know what you can see or not if you have night sight, things like that.
It's pretty engaging.
It's cool. It helps your brain out a little bit.
For sure. But it does take a little used to using, just because you're not interacting with somebody in person. So it gets a little wonky, I guess. And, it takes a little longer than, playing on a board or on a table with a bunch of other people that, people can move around and interact with more freely and at a faster pace. So it does slow down, but it is still just as enjoyable. So I would give it a try. And they do have like sessions you can sign up for on Roll20 to kind of have somebody teach you how to play. So you can search for those if you're interested.
Yeah, Roll20 is awesome. It's a great platform, and it's there's ways to make it compatible. If you have I think it's DnD Beyond. Like you could,
a bunch of there's a bunch
hook
of
it up
sites.
to that. There's a lot of ways, if you want to go down the YouTube rabbit hole, there's a lot.
I mean, I think I go down the YouTube rabbit hole a couple times a day when I'm off, especially with so much free time on hand. And then, one thing leads to another, and then all of a sudden you're looking up new hobbies.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, you're looking up two Indian dudes build like an oasis in the middle of the woods.
It's just
YouTube, 3 hours later.
YouTube will suck you in.
Yeah, eats up a lot of time that you could be eating salads and working out, probably
being productive,
learn how to make shoes at home,
or waste time on YouTube.
Waste more time.
But I'm glad you guys are listening to us, because
because why not? We're a bunch of nerds. You're a bunch of nerds.
Yeah, you can listen to us while you watch YouTube.
Yeah, because why not? At the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, Roll20 is super cool. It has a marketplace where all the information about Dungeons & Dragons is readily available. There's cool tools if you sign up. There's a character vault, compendiums online.
Yeah. So we were talking about the game, kind of about our characters and, some of the instances that we play. But there's a whole nother aspect, which is collecting in miniatures as well. When you do play in person, you usually have a map that you can roll out, or actual set pieces, so like little houses or carts or trees or whatever. And you're basically building this miniature,
the crafting aspect of it,
landscape. And I'm definitely into that miniature aspect. I enjoy it a lot. I like the monsters and all that stuff. So
you got a whole bunch now.
Yeah,
like you got shelves, buildings, just
giant
mad creatures.
Yeah, we can't talk about some of them because some of this stuff will be used, and I don't want to give out any hints to whoever might be listening that plays our game.
Man, I can't wait to be in person with all these cats, because the cool thing about right now is that there's a lot of these people I haven't met, but I'm playing with them online, so I know them, but I don't really know. I've never met them in person. So it'll be cool to kind of meet the people I've been playing with.
Yeah.
I think the only person I know is Damien, other than you. So
yeah, we have a few people, and then while you do play in person, everybody has like a little representation of themselves in a miniature form. I've painted a few of them. I've got some bad guys. I've got some good guys. I've got some boss.
There's some
creatures.
sick models out there,
and I've got like this really, really cool, tower. Yeah,
man. That thing is insane.
Real cool stuff. 3D printing is so cool. It's not just for, obviously Dungeons & Dragons. There's so many aspects that you can do and projects and
so many applications
there is
to 3D printing.
I mean, from, safety masks to, just tools and, help you with your guitar.
It really takes the creativity out of the hands of the masters, so to speak. You don't have to rely on capitalism too much, which is cool because everything's DIY. There's a whole online community for 3D printing. There's a lot of things that if you need and you can think of it, someone made a model for 3D printing, or you have the direct ability to make your own.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then you could print it, and instead of waiting 2 days for shipping from some online spot, you could have it in an hour or so, and then,
It's America, and that's what America is all about.
America
is freedom. The freedom to print useless bullshit and make it at home, and a lot of it actually is useful, so don't get me wrong. But
the miniatures are absolutely useless outside of playing the game.
Yep.
Just takes up space, and I enjoy that.
Just filling your room, sleeping in a whole circle of miniatures.
They'll probably wake up. They're like Toy Story, right? They wake up
at night, beat the shit out of each other, go to sleep.
They try to kill you and
play cards.
Oh, they play cards?
I think so. I think they would play cards. You have to get them cards, though.
I'm gonna have to print some.
Yeah, because I think they're bored now. They killed each other enough.
I need to print a miniature D&D set for them to play.
So, that's so meta. This D&D characters playing D&D. Who would be the DM there?
I'm just gonna have to print a Damien.
Just print out. That would be so funny.
I'm gonna just try to print a representation of Damien DMing.
Oh. That would be so good.
It would be pretty. I mean,
I would really enjoy that.
I'm gonna. That's a project that I'm gonna have to try to post of our actual DM as a miniature. Got to get him a red hoodie and some some glasses, khakis, some glasses,
a vape pen.
It's gonna be real cool.
Yeah,
this is gonna be a project that is now in effect.
In effect.
I will try my best to create a character, print it out, and have it be an actual representation of our actual dungeon master.
Also, I've been like drawing lately a lot on my computer, and I've gotten pretty good. I got a pretty good style going. I like to draw our characters the way we like them.
I want mines to look just like a Ninja Turtle.
Like just like a Ninja Turtle?
Just like them, but not.
But, oh. Okay. I get that. I mean, that's easy enough. They've already been created.
But I want it to be a Ninja Turtle, but not a Ninja Turtle.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I know.
Make it, but don't make it.
So you don't want anybody to make your character?
No, draw it, but don't make it a Ninja Turtle. But I want him a Ninja Turtle.
Okay. I think I get it.
I
think I get it.
Make me a Ninja Turtle, but not a Ninja Turtle.
Right. So you want it to look exactly like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No.
But you don't want him to actually be a ninja.
No, I want the reverse of that. Make me a Ninja Turtle, but don't make it like Teenage Mutant Ninja
Turtle. I don't get it.
All right. And thank you for listening. We're getting close to the end of this segment. We went in on some Dungeons and Dragons.
Some D&D, man. That's just plain and simple. It goes to day one of being a freaking nerd, you know? It's like the most nerdy besides computer science.
Is computer science a game?
Oh, if you haven't heard of computer science, it's a fully extensive, expansive game. And what's up, guys?
Welcome to episode 3 of Treehouse Villains.
Let me just get right into it.
Computer science.
Computer science. You have to have a voice like this to explain computer science to anyone.
You know what's funny is that when we went, I went to the store with Bright Boy, who was in episode 2. He's not here with us today. We went to Micro Center to buy him a new computer, and one of the sales guys was exactly that guy.
No, he wasn't.
He was the guy who was like, well, let me tell you right now.
Because they work on commission.
And he was like, Poindexter says that if you buy that computer, that one's not as great because the processor speed of the second segment when you try to process, when you format the segment, filament, 5-finger, and then he kind of melted down, and we were like, bro, we just want a computer that is in our price range.
He was giving you the whole 9,
and he just kept every computer we looked at.
Actually, the processor for this,
but
it's not as because the filament that they use to make
every single computer that we looked at, he would contradict it, and then he would show us another computer that he would be like, well, this one's better. And then he was like, but don't buy that one because it's... And then he would just like...
Like, he was like supposed to be selling you something.
But he kept saying,
but he kept not selling you shit.
Yes, and it was just like, dude, you're horrible at your job. I mean, I'm glad you really feel for these computers and you enjoy them. But it was like, dude, we're just trying to buy a computer.
Can we buy it?
And he was like, don't buy that. And it was like, you will never, ever be happy with a computer.
That plain and simple. You're not going to be happy unless no, you just can't be happy, right? No,
and it was just like, dude, stop. We're done. We're good.
We're getting this one.
Out.
We're leaving.
You know what I mean? We got one. It ended up being touchscreen. It was cool. It worked. And we didn't have to deal with Poindexter anymore because he doesn't know what computers are the best for anybody except himself.
And that dude, he's probably made out of computers.
I mean, but it was cool.
He's probably an android.
You know, I'm glad he has a job. A lot of us don't have jobs right now.
Yeah, no.
I wonder if he's still working right now.
Right? Is that... Macro Center's not open.
It's still...
Is it open?
I don't know. We're getting real meta now. Is the guy selling computers who is not good at it still working?
he's selling computers though, like independently now through another platform called Macro Center that's strictly online.
He might be 3D printing computers out of his soul.
I think if he's 3D printing anything, he's 3D printing the rest of his body to match his robotic brain.
Possibly.
I think that's the truth.
But shout out to him because he did show us every single computer.
Yeah, shout out to Macro Center guy, man. Thanks, like you gotta be the company computer guy
for sure. Sorry, my brain melted for a second trying to figure out what I was doing next. But that is our time for today. We're gonna wrap things up. Thank you for listening. Please stay safe. I know that Boston is trying to open back up on Monday, the 25th.
So that's official, huh? We're opening.
Yeah, I guess like all not opening, but they're saying like a lot of stuff is
soft opening.
Soft opening. Beaches are opening and back up, but be smart, people. Don't go to the beach on open day. I mean, it might be a little cold. I know Tuesday is going to be in like the 80s, and I know a lot of people are going to probably be rushing out.
Gotta be safe.
Don't go to a crowded beach. They're all going to be crowded.
Don't be all up on top of each other.
For sure. Just stay home. Start a podcast. Wow. Listen to our podcast. Play some D&D. Learn some computer science.
Fill up a bucket of water. Stick your feet in it, man. Like
it's the same as going
thing. Put some salt in it if you want.
I mean, it's just like going to the ocean.
Just exactly the same.
You got your plastic and your
different.
water.
There's nothing that's different. The percentage of plastic to water ratio is pretty much the pollution of the ocean.
Just spit in it too.
Oh, something I saw, because it's COVID-19 time, is real quick. Don't throw your masks on the ground. Make sure you're properly disposing your mask, because it's nasty. Humans have a high propensity of destroying the planet. Don't destroy the planet anymore with masks everywhere. Dispose of them properly. You know how to do it. You're a grown-ass person.
Real talk. And we are out. Peace.
Peace.